All right. We are back again. We'll continue. So as I was saying, so you see that this is the container which holds all of these. The banner, the menu, content area, sidebar, footer. Now, when we come in here, you see that the banner, the menu, the content area, sidebar, footer, they are all here. Okay. So first things first, the question about linking, I have answered one. That is for the CSS. All right. So you saw what I did. This is what enables the linking. That is all. Once you make reference to the position of the style sheet, it's inside the folder. So you write it like this, slash, the name of the file. Then you succeed in linking it to the page. Okay. Okay. Someone's supposed to give me, Mr. Jose, are you back? Okay, some people are complaining that they cannot, they don't have network. All right. Okay. So that is why I'm recording. When I'm done, I'll send it over to you. Okay. All right. But is Deborah online? Deborah is not online.
Please, I'm back online.
Okay. So be doing my work for me. Okay. So now you continue. Now we'll take the banner. But before we do that, you realize that the page is here. I want it to be in the middle. So to do that, we will come into the container and give a margin left. We'll say maybe, let's make it 250 pixels. You want to find out why the margin left. Some people are distracting me. They should not distract me. I beg them. So now, some people are distracting me. Please do not distract me.
Maybe 1 billion and you won't give you online.
Okay. So now you realize that it is here. The margin simply means this side from here to here is called a margin. From here to here is a margin. So rather than the margin here is too small. So I will increase it by giving it 250. When I do that, it will shift this to the middle. Okay. So let's refresh. I've done that already. So you can see that I shifted to the middle. When we go back, realize that the margin left is what I applied to it. Okay. Let's assume I want to increase it to, say, let's make it for 300, and let's see what will happen. Save. Then we'll go back and refresh the page so that it keeps moving. Have you seen it?
Please.
Good.
Yes.
It means that we are still creating a space between this side, this side, and this side. Are we okay?
Yes, please.
All right. So now, what we do now is we can leave it like that and we'll continue. Here, we would give it a width. The banner, the width should be 900. So 900 pixels. Then the height will be 200 pixels. Okay. The height should be 200 pixels. Now, we said we want to give it an image. So what do? We put the background image, just like yesterday we did. But here, because it must locate where the image is, we use what we call the URL. Okay, URL. Locate or to pick it out from its position. And here we have images. Images folder /send. You remember I told you to make note of that. And
Yes, please.
This is it. You see the images folder. When we come here,
Yes.
images folder. Okay, when we click on it, this is the image we are looking at. You can see it there. So it is inside this images folder. And then the send, you can see send.jpg. So we'll go back to the CSS and then make sure. But the problem is that it needs to step out. All right. Also, to step out, you need to put double period. So that they can step out and be able to see the image. Are we okay? So I'll save it. This is how we do it. And put my okay. So at this point, we save. Now we go back to our page and refresh the page. So you see that we have the banner showing.
Yes, sir.
Sorry?
Please, I can see the image.
Good, that's good. All right. Then the next line of action is to put in the menu. The menu will give it a width of also 900 pixels. But the height will be different. The height will just be 50 pixels. All right. Then we'll give it a background color. Background color is lost. Background color. I'll change the color here. Let's make today's color. Let's make it black. I want to do something. Black. Right? We save it. And then refresh our page. So you see that the black is showing there. All right.
Yes,
okay. Now, the next line of action is to get the content area. Content dash area. So content area width. Here, the width is going to be, who can guess the width for us? The content area. Who can guess the width for us? Look at the image. Look at the design. And then I want you to take this portion, at least from here, going. Okay. So who can guess the size? Oh, no one is talking.
500 pieces.
500 is okay, but it will look to want it to be bigger.
Then 700.
Then 700. 700. And its height, you can guess the height.
For the height, I think 500 will be okay.
Don't give 500. Don't give 400.
400, yeah, 400 will.
Now the background color. Background color will give it green. Okay. So having done this, we'll continue the sidebar. Sidebar. We can copy the same thing here. But just that we'll have to work on this. This is 700. What would the width be for the sidebar? Who can guess?
200.
200. Then the height too will be the same, right? Now the color here will be what? Purple. Or let's rather make this one purple. Let's make this purple. Let's make this green. All right. Okay. So let's save. But you remember yesterday we said the content area, we needed to do what? Make sure it moves to the left. So we use a command there called float what? Float left. Do you remember? Now the sidebar, we also used the command float, right? Float it what? Right. You remember? And we save.
Yes, sir.
Then we refresh our page. And there we have it. Are we okay?
Yes, please.
Good. So now we are left with the footer. So to work on the footer, we'll come to footer. Then we'll almost do the same thing here, but we'll just copy just this one and paste. Now this one will change it to what? 900. Here we'll make it 50. Now the color here will also be black. But one last thing we added here was what? Who can tell me what is it? We use a special command, a special attribute. Who can tell me? If the person can tell me, who can tell me? Once you tell me, you will get, in fact, you don't need to give the assignment again. I'll just give you your marks.
Sir, it's float.
It's what?
Float, sir.
Who?
This Daniel.
What are you saying?
Sir, it's float.
No. That means you can't come back again. I have 10 seconds. Then the offer will be off the table. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Sir, no opinion, sir.
9, 10. The offer is off the table.
Oh.
It tells me a lot that you people are not steady, are not doing anything to yourself. I'm just using the knowledge me have it already. It's inside my head. Anytime you call me, I'm sleeping, I can program. I have passed through what you are going through, and I'm where I am because of my first degree. It can't be because of my master's or my PhD that I'm doing. It was my first degree that has enabled me to come this far. That is why it is important that certain things you must know, try to adapt yourself and know at this level. Once you're able to get it at this level, that is all, meaning that the rest of your life, you are good to go. That is the trick about academia. It's a solid foundation that will make your future. So if you fail to learn, and look, you are in a university, you are not in tertiary, you are not, sorry, in what do you call it, in a college, you're in a university, meaning that you need a degree of yourself to be able to make it. Without it, it will be difficult to float in it. All right. So yesterday I taught you this, but I know you have just forgotten it. All right. So I'll do my thing. I'm just teaching myself. When I'm done, I'll go. All right. So,
oh, sir, please, we are with you.
Oh, you're not with me. So you clear both. I think I explained this and I explained it and I explained it.
Yes, please.
You clear both. All right. Then you refresh. So there we have it. All right. So once we have this, then we'll go ahead and then we are done with the CSS like that. So the next thing we can do is to do our JavaScript. So JavaScript, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? We want to I'm already recording now. Somebody is asking me for recording. I'm already recording. Let me see. I'm already recording. Anyway. So now the next line of action is to put a button here. Now click. It is going to give us a feedback. Okay. So I'm just moving on to the JavaScript. And to do that, link to an external JavaScript. I'll put in script. Now, when you do the script, it doesn't give you the SRC. You would have to locate it. So SRC, and then make reference to the file. So the file already we wrote there as well. It's inside a folder called JavaScript /script.js, script.js, right? Then we save. That's all. We have just linked it up to it. So if you look at it carefully, this is the source. You see, JavaScript. JavaScript is here. The script you are looking at is this script you enter. You see, it is here. Okay, this is the script. This is the script. Currently, it's empty. So we will go into our HTML. And now we want it to appear in here. So what do we do? In place of this, now we'll put in a form. But before we put the form, I'll put a center tag. Now put in a form. All right. So at this point, we're saying that the action should not go anywhere. It should just be on the same page. So put a hashtag there. Okay. Then we will say it should submit whatever we're going to do. We can leave it like this, or we can even decide to take this off. If we take it off and we leave it like this, meaning that default things should be applied. So let's leave it at that. There's default things should be applied. Now let's give it our input tag. We want this input to be a button. And then we want to give it name. What name do we give it? With a button. And then we want to give it a value. What should it contain? It should contain click to interact with Jeff. Okay, so here, when we click on that button, it's going to give us this. So you see the name, click to on it. So let's save and go back and refresh our page. So you see that click to interact with Chef has appeared. I see it.
Yes.
Now,
Yes,
the next line of action is to make sure we create a function. And I told you what a function is. We can tell you what a function is.
Sir.
Yes.
Yesterday, you said that a function is a variable or a value that you can declare, and it has a certain function. It does something, but you can declare it and it will be there, and it will not even do anything at all. But if you have declared it, it should be able to execute some kind of functionality.
Okay. I think you have given me that. You understand what I mean. I think that's all. Thank you for your explanation. Then you can tell me what the method is.
You said a method is an action.
Okay.
An action that.
So in terms of a function and a method, who is bigger?
Is the function.
Good. I think that one you got it well. That's great.
Okay.
All right. All right. So we move to the JavaScript file. I will create a function. Name of our function here is going to be def. Make sure we'll not pass any argument, right? So just empty like that. Now we want to test to see whether something will happen. So to test, I'll use the alert method. Here I say hi. All right. And a minute. Save. Just this action alone should be able to tell me something. This is just a function. So once I have done this, I'll just copy this function. All right. And then send it onto the HTML here, so that when we click this button, something should happen. So we'll keep it here and say, on click. So this is where we will now use what we call the event handler. All right. Then we'll just is the name of the function we have created. Right. This is the name of the function we have created. So that when we click on it, then what should happen? It should trigger the method alert. Okay? Do something. So let's go back and refresh our page. All right, so let's click. We have clicked and it says hi. So just this alone is the opener. It tells you that your JavaScript has been linked. Are we okay?
Yes.
Good. So once I see this, now I'll go ahead and concentrate on the JavaScript aspect. Now I want it to kind of give a kind of prompt to the user. When a user clicks on it, it should give a prompt to the user. So in this case, we will have to create a variable and say book. We'll assign it a value. Prompts. So prompt is going to be method. And inside this method, it accepts two parameters. Two parameters like this. It accepts two parameters like this. And this prompt simply means that this portion is what will be shown to the user, this one. And this one will be like in a question form. And this one will be expecting the user to put in something. So here, is somebody asking a question?
Sir, please, I just want to ask you. So do we say that the parameters that the prompt take is in a kind of Boolean?
Boolean.
As in yes or no kind of thing?
No. Okay, in that sequence, that means that it's one way. I will not say it's Boolean. Okay, it is prompting you. If somebody prompts you, the person is telling you that maybe hey, your back is exposed. Okay, like women, for instance, women who go through their menses. If something has happened to her, somebody prompts her, Madam, your back. And there's one thing she would do, she would tend and then want to address that issue. It's just one thing. So prompt gives you the opportunity to do one thing. But as a programmer, we can use it to our advantage to do so many things with it. Okay, so it's not Boolean.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
So at this point, the two parameters we have there is going to ask you a question. Say, do you have a cookbook? So now, if you have, do you have a cookbook? Or do you, no, I didn't put it out. You have a cookbook, yeah. Now, the expected response here will be what? Yes or no?
Yes.
Then not it. Good.
Yes.
So since it's going to be yes or no, why don't you program for that? So that it will be able to catch that
yes.
for us here. So we say that if cookbook Now we change the thing to comparison. This simply means this double equals sign means that we are comparing the value that will come here. Okay. If we compare, and the value we are looking for is equivalent to this answer, then something should happen.
Okay.
I guess so. We are saying if this the value we are expecting here inside this is yes, and we compare it with this, then this should happen. Then it should alert.
Okay.
Then it should alert that. Then you can cook
food.
anything you want.
Okay.
Are you getting the logic here?
Yes.
So that here you can come in and make sure you don't leave any stone unturned. So you put in this or this response was capital Y. Okay. Or the response was all capitals.
Sir.
Yes.
So please, it's meaning if you don't use the capital Y and the capital throughout, if the user enters a capital Y, it won't prompt the user to cook any food he or she wants.
No, because here it's a string. It's expecting the exact value that will come from this string. So if the person types this, it's assuming if I didn't do this one, and the person goes to type this, it will not recognize this.
Wow. Okay.
And it would pass it here. So if, then it will pass it to the else.
To the else.
Yes. To pass it to the else. That's what we are trying to avoid.
Okay, so as a programmer, it means you have to think about all these things ahead.
Yes, sir.
Before you can be able to do a program.
Yes, sir. That is why if you are a programmer, you are paid higher than a designer. Because a programmer is thinking. You are being paid to think. Are you feeling me now?
Yes.
Good. I think I'm developing programmers in my lifetime. That's good. So now, the way you think also influences your style of programming. All right. So at this point, this is how I am thinking. But maybe the question I give you, you can also approach it at a different angle. I get me. Yes. So in programming, it is difficult for you to go and then destroy somebody's work. A couple of times in my lifetime, I've had the opportunity of developing systems for other people, like organizations. Then they will call you and they want you to rubbish somebody's work, maybe your superior. He doesn't want the system that is going on. So he wants a new one to come in. Then they'll call you to academic board and they come to answer some questions. Oh, what do you think about this? Then as a programmer, I'll tell you that whatever the person has done is the best to his best of knowledge. And that is his side of the story. So maybe I can do something different. Are you okay? So programmers, it's very difficult for you to go up as a very true programmer to destroy somebody's work because that is the person's idea. That's the person's brainchild. If he hasn't been able to achieve a certain result that you expect, it doesn't mean the person is stupid. So it just simply means that the person maybe doesn't have the current trends as to how things are going to incorporate it into it. I get the whole point. Good. So as a programmer, you shouldn't be quick to destroy something and say, oh, what is this? The person, you know better. No, that's not how it is. at the moment, that could be what the person is thinking. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So the else here is we say if the person doesn't have a cookbook, then the person should have what? Maybe you can present menu options to the person. Okay. So here you say we have other menu options for you. Okay. So now we would save it here. Let's run and see the response we will get. We refresh our page again. Then we'll click. Then it's asking us, do you have a cookbook? Let's say yes. Yes. Then it says, then you can cook anything you want. Let's come in here and type, assuming we type anything. Let's type a thing like capital S, capital Y-E-S. Say yes. You see, it's still pointing us to mean that we have been able to catch everything. But look at this. I did not program for something like this. Y, I'll say E, then capital S. I didn't program for something like this. But you see, in a normal thinking, who would do this?
Oh, nobody.
It's only a hacker. So that is a mind of a hacker. I get it. The hacker knows that in a normal trend, you would not program for something like this. But me, because I'm a hacker, I know that somebody would like to do this. So I would make sure I don't keep any, in fact, I can program for all those outcomes. So that when the person gets there, the person will say, this guy, he has hardened. And that the person will know that, yeah, this guy who has programmed this application is a hacker himself. You must be evil to carry out evil. So the fact that I'm in good light does not mean that I can't do evil all by myself. Are you getting it? So it's the same thing here. Now, when I say okay, watch this. You see that it has sent me to the other options. Because
it's not in the system.
Yes, I didn't program for it. So these are some of the tricks hackers use to circumvent systems. When they know very well that oh, the programmer might not look at this. So let me use this other option. Then you can get access to something that is not required to get access to. Are you okay?
Yes.
So today's course, I'm teaching you both ethical hacking and the web programming at the same time. All right. The line might go off again. If it goes off, I'll reconnect. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So now at this point, since we have this done, we want to now present other options. The other options. This is where we will now introduce what we call the switch case. The switch case, so that it will handle the other options for us. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So if you have a tall list of menu, you can now present it to the user to select any of them. Select any of them so that the person will know what he or she is going to get from the menu presented. Are we okay?
Yes.
So